Francis Ngannou versus Tyson Fury this weekend. It's going to be live from Saudi Arabia, so 2 p.m. Eastern start time for the main card here in the US. It's hard enough to stay up for UFCs that I really care about. Although this whole fight card will be all heavyweights, I really only care about this main card.
Let's talk about it a little bit here. Tyson Fury. Yep, I got him right here. His record in boxing. He's the greatest heavyweight of the modern era, folks. You could argue of all time. He's in the discussion. He's 33-0-1. He's got 24 knockouts. That one draw is Deontay Wilder, a fight he took several years off. Had one small tune-up fight, I believe, came back, looked amazing, outboxed Dante. A lot of people thought he won.
I thought he won.
I did too. He got knocked out in the middle of it, rose back like the Undertaker, came back, put on a performance, and then the second time they fought, he looked even better. Really looked like he figured out how to beat Wilder, finished him, and then the third fight, it was more of the second fight. Tyson Fury has looked unstoppable in boxing. And he's fighting Francis Ngannou, who is the he's the lineal UFC heavyweight champion when you get down to it. He never lost. He's one of the greatest MMA heavyweights of all time. Wouldn't put him at the top because he didn't stay around long enough, but he's in the discussion. And he's really in that discussion I don't want to take that away from him because he's a good all-around MMA fighter and he worked hard to get there. But the biggest thing Francis has going for him is the biggest thing he has going in this fight. His power. He has unbelievable power. Unfortunately, he's fighting Tyson on Tyson's field. He's playing Tyson's game. He's boxing. Tyson has 33, he's 33-1, 34 fights. Francis got no boxing fights. And if he does, maybe it's training, amateur, but, no serious box fight. It's really weird. We'll talk about commissions a little bit later when we talk about Abu Dhabi, but this is just very strange that this kind of stuff is even allowed almost. However,
it's in Saudi Arabia.
As was
294. UFC was in the Middle East as well in Abu Dhabi.
Yes.
So.
And they got a lot of money, so they can make this kind of stuff happen. I would love nothing more than for Francis just to shock the world because I feel like combat sports needs a good shocking like this sometimes. You need to know that anything can happen, and this would be really one of those times you'd love to see it. However, really uphill battle. Like if you thought Conor McGregor had an uphill battle with Floyd Mayweather, this is really worse in a lot of ways because now you got a guy in Fury who can hit really hard, but he moves around like a guy who's 100 pounds lighter. He's fast. He doesn't look like the greatest athlete in the world, but he's definitely one of the greatest combat sports athletes in the world. Hard to bet against Tyson Fury. I sure hell wouldn't. Pulling for Francis all day just because I'd love to see him shock the world. He's a good guy. If Francis does this, Chevy will probably tell you something similar. It's going to be early. It's going to be a knockout, and it's going to be in the first two, maybe 3 rounds. By the time you get to round 3, things are probably going to start looking bleak. Also, don't be surprised if Fury can get him out early because Francis might just go for broke and get caught, and that might be the best strategy. So at the end of the day, though, look for Tyson Fury to get this done.
Yeah, I agree. Francis has the most puncher's chance of all puncher's chances, but I assume he gets boxed up. He comes out hot in round 1 and then gets boxed up rounds 2 and 3 and gets finished in round 4 because not only is Tyson much better technically, his footwork is tremendous, but he also has power. He has tremendous power as well. He is a giant man. Francis has never fought anyone near the size of Fury. It's going to be weird for Ngannou fighting someone that's actually bigger than he is. So it'll be tough. It's all uphill for him, but with that power, it erases a lot of errors and a lot of game plans. So I am rooting for Ngannou. I'm a huge Tyson Fury fan, but I would just want to see an MMA guy get one over on a boxing guy in one of these scenarios. So with that being said, Ngannou's already won. He's going to make multiple times more than he's made his entire MMA career just from this one fight. Good on him. He bet on himself leaving the UFC, big risk. And he has all the belief in himself, and that turned into this giant fight plus his very good PFL deal.
Absolutely. Good on Francis for betting on himself.